So, Pete, we meet down here quite a few Saturdays of the year in the football season. This is the home of Tonbridge Angels Football Club. You've been a fan here for years, but we go back before that, don't we?
Yeah.
We were in Boys Brigade and at church together. And then your life, if you could sum it up in sort of 30 seconds a minute, would be grew up in the church, went away, things didn't turn out as you'd planned, got involved with a lot of drinking, and then came back to church, found God again, got married, and you're still at Tonbridge Angels and TBC. Would that be fair?
Yeah, definitely.
So, with the drinking, where were you at your worst with it?
At my worst, I will always remember one morning I was walking to work, and suddenly my throat started to burn, and I coughed up blood, and realised I hadn't eaten for about 4 days.
You hadn't eaten for 4 days?
Just drink, literally, the acid in my throat, and that caused me to start coughing blood.
So is that the point where you realised actually this is out of hand, or did you ignore it at that stage?
I just thought, I must have had a bad. I sort of told myself, it must have been a bad pint, or.
Okay.
It was a shock, but it wasn't probably the defining moment.
So when was the defining moment? When did you think I need to change something here?
It was the fact that I couldn't really function, as in I went to work and then that was it. I was getting out, I was really, really unfit, and also I struggled to buy clothes all of a sudden because I was a 48-inch waist.
Because you've lost a lot of weight, haven't you?
Yeah, I've lost about 8 stone.
8 stone?
8 stone. So.
My life. That's a human being.
Yeah.
And so, when was the moment?
I signed up. I remember signing up for I sort of remember signing up for a recovery course. I was half drunk at the time.
This is the recovery course at the church?
Yeah, at the Baptist Church. I've been to a pub and I fancied a sin-song. So
a what?
A sin-song, a song. Just sinning.
Right.
And so I found myself in TBC at about 6:20 one evening.
Which is an evening service?
Yeah. And just went along, and luckily it was a couple of songs I knew well. So. And
you prayed a really eloquent prayer, didn't you? And a lot of people think, that was a lovely prayer. And I was thinking, he's not quite with it.
Hammered. Yeah. I was absolutely hammered at the time. And
then you went to recovery course, and that got you back on track. So how long have you been dry now? Because you sometimes put on Facebook.
Yeah, about 5.5 years.
So 5.5 years. That's brilliant. It's fantastic. Have you ever had any moments where you've been tempted to reach for the bottle again?
Probably 2 stick out. One was when my mum passed. She passed last year. It was probably only sort of the morning after it happened.
And by this time you were married, you'd been dry for 4.5 years.
Yeah, that's sort of the most recent one, and it was just for uncertainty because Mum had always been there.
Okay.
And it just threw me. That was the second time, and the first time was when stuff appeared in the news about people getting mistreated by people in power.
Okay, and that triggered some stuff here. Okay, and what did that feel like? So let's go to the one with your mum. Yeah. What did that temptation feel like in that moment?
For me, it comes as almost like a voice saying, "You've done well. One drink won't hurt."
Well, almost like this is a reward, a treat.
Yeah, you've done well, and you're going through a rough time, and all them sort of lies, as in lies to say it will be all right to have a drink.
Okay. So what keeps you on track then? What things are in your life that?
Yeah, I've got my 4 main things. Is when I met my wife Tracy, I agreed with her. I got her to agree that if I ever had touched a drop of alcohol, that would be it. And I needed that. It wasn't like, if you're having a rough time, you can have one. And
okay. Well, even now you're married?
Yeah, I've said to her, because you wouldn't say that to a heroin addict, or you wouldn't say, it's all between, I've got a WhatsApp group from guys that I've walked alongside with recovery, other leaders, and we just touch base sort of once a month. I've got my church family.
So what does that look like? How does the church family help you then? Because there's hundreds of people.
Yeah, there's people there that obviously probably don't know that I've had a drink problem, and then there's people like yourself, like Steve Cole, Chris Blundell, other people I can just touch base with and say, oh, you know, how's your week going?
Yeah.
And just accountability. And the last one is probably my weight. I don't want to put my weight back on.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
So
you got wife, WhatsApp, weight. We need a W for church. Worship.
There
we are. How about that?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Well, Pete, it's been great to chat with you. And if anyone is struggling, can they talk with you about this stuff?
Yeah, of course. And it'll be in confidence. They can
Okay.
either find me one Sunday, or
Or down here at the football
down
club.
here, or we do a coffee morning at the church on a Wednesday. I'm there most Wednesday
Open
mornings.
house.
Open house.
Yeah, great. What's the timing for that?
10 till 12.
10 to 12. Brilliant. Pete, cheers, mate.
Cheers, mate.
Always good to catch up.
Lovely.